Hello, everyone. So today I want to go over your research project. You will be conducting independent research on a bill or a law of your choosing that has been through Congress from 1991 through 2017. The reason why I picked 1981 through 2017 is because you have more information available to you because during this time period, the internet was barely alive, and there's going to be more research as well as resources for you and videos as well that you can research. Also, I stopped at 2017 because part of your requirement for the project asks you to describe its lasting impact. So I felt that 2017 was probably a good enough year long ago so we can still see the reminiscence of that bill. So you will have the option to create either a Google Slides presentation, a Prezi presentation, or write an essay with the research that you've done for your bill or law. Right there, you can see that I will be posting this video. So obviously right now it is not live because I'm creating it at the moment. So let's go and review the steps here real quick. This looks like a lot of steps right now, but it's pretty simple once you go through them. So step number one, find a bill that you find interesting or a bill that you've heard about or read about in the past that's been through Congress. So all you gotta do is simply just go onto Google real quick. So for me, it's gonna be the Patriot Act. This was from 2001. So right now, I'm done with step number one. If you don't know of any bills or can't find a bill that may find you that you can maybe look for or use, you can go on this link right here and you can go and they have a list of bills that were passed for specific years. So of course you want to scroll the way down and maybe go to page 10. And here we have 2009. So we have the American Recovery and Investment Act from 2009, the Affordable Care Act. We have, let's see, Reduction of Lead in Drinking Water Act. So you can go through this list right here and see maybe something that could spark an interest in you. Okay. So let me close this tab real quick so we can have this organized on top a little bit. Okay. So once you find the bill here on Google, just for example, or you figured out what you want to do, you're going to need to find the congressional name of the bill. It's usually a number, okay? So for here, the Patriot Act, what I can do is you can go on Wikipedia, totally fine for this type of research paper because Wikipedia has that congressional information. So you're going to want to hopefully scroll down. And for me, I read a little bit of the history of it, and it says right here, introduce House Bill HR 3162. So it's very important that I write down that number somewhere, either on paper or have it just copied onto your browser, because you're going to need it for this next part. Once you've found that number, you're going to come back over here and you're going to click on one of these two links. The first link is the official link for Congress and all of its legislation. The second one is a independently researched one, but it houses information from Congress. So either one of these will work perfectly fine for your research, okay? So just for example, I'm going to do both of these. Now, since we have our number here, we're going to go ahead and just type it up here. And you're going to get rid of the HR 3162 or the HR part, and then just hit search. Now, it's very important as well, once you do that, you're going to scroll down to where it says Congress and the years. So because they recycle these numbers throughout every single new Congress, okay? So the Patriot Act was passed in 2001. So I'm going to click to the Congress that goes with 2001 through 2002. Once I'm done with that, then all you gotta do is look through here to find the Patriot Act. Oh boy, where's that? Oh, sorry, I forgot one step here. You are going to go down to bill type and you're going to check on bills. So now that I put that in there, you can go ahead and do a quick little look at right here. And then you will see right here, HR 3162, the same one, uniting and strengthening America by providing appropriate tools required for intercepting and obstructing terrorism. U.S. Patriot Act of 2001. Perfect. So I found my legislation or my law. So I click on that. And then right here, you will see the summary of what this law is. I know it's pretty lengthy, but you can summarize it for me. And then you'll also see here the actions and all these other things as well as co-sponsors and the committees that it went through. Now let's try the other website, this one here. So here I will just type in the 3162, the Congress, which is the years, and then click search. And this one here, and then HR, because that was the original one. And you will see right here, Uniting and Strengthening America, aka the Patriot Act. So you can go ahead and click on that one. And then right here as well, we have a overview and a summary of the law that was passed. Okay, so heading back to our research project checklist, okay? So now we have number 3 done. So number 4, so this is where the meat of the project comes from. So when you are creating either your Prezi or your Google Slides, you're going to have these specific things. First and foremost, a homepage with the name of the bill. Of course, if you're doing the essay presentation, you can just title it as the law that you found. So for mine, it would be the Patriot Act. Also include the original name of the bill. So for this one, it would be the Patriot Act, and in parentheses, it would be HR 3162. Now, if I were to create a Google a Google Slide, I will do the same thing. So I will just create a slide. Let me just create one real quick here for you guys as an example. For me, it doesn't matter what style you do. So I will just do Patriot Act. And then I would just go like this, and then I would just type in H.R. 3162. Okay. And then obviously I would just create new slides. Create new slides. Okay. For B, details and overview of the bill and its purpose. So you're going to discuss what the bill is about. Luckily, both of these websites have a brief description and summary of what the bill is about. Obviously, the Patriot Act discusses about how to fight terrorism because this occurred after 9/11. So you would go in here and you just give me some details about it. Also talk about some of the money, how much money they try to allocate, if there is any money being allocated, who does it benefit? Obviously, for the Patriot Act, it benefits law enforcement and the government in terms of being able to find terrorists in our home soil. So that would be for the second slide. Third slide, discuss the past and hurdles that the bill had to go through. So obviously, like we discussed earlier in the week, we went over how bills become laws. Here on this website, on the Congress website, you can click actions, and it tells you the date and the process that it went through overall. So you can click on all actions, and you can see here every single time it went through a committee, every single time it went to a subcommittee, anytime it was debated, so debated by unanimous consent, the time frames it was debated, as well as when it was voted upon by the Senate and the House, and when it was signed by the President. This one here, however, does not give you as such detailed description, but it does give you other helpful information that we will go over here in a second. Okay, so that would be your third slide. Also talk about maybe some of the controversy that surrounded the bill. That would be something that you may have to research on your own using Google. Your fourth slide, discuss the final vote count. So you're going to discuss how the House and the Senate voted. Right here, you can go through. Actually, no, it will be better on this one, I believe. Here we go. So yeah, you can view the vote. You can see, you can see how the party lines went down it. So we can see here for the Patriot Act, it was mostly 84% yays. You can see how they were broken up. On this link, I believe it's in here as well. I just do not recall at the moment the exact method. And also discuss if there were any issues with the vote. So was there a filibuster in the Senate? Did it die in committee, or was it something that needed to be pushed through right away? And then lastly, or the second to last, talk about the legacy of the bill. So for the Patriot Act, obviously we have a lot of issues right now in regards to maybe spying on our citizens. That's something that the NSA is currently doing. So for me, if I was doing this project and this topic, I would talk about the NSA maybe spying on its citizens and how that affects the current political atmosphere. Then lastly, a works cited page. Okay. As well, if you're doing the essay format, every single one of these can be literally a paragraph. So for A, that can be literally your introduction, your second body paragraph, third body paragraph, third, fourth, etc., etc. Okay. Review the rubric at the bottom of this page to ensure that you checked off all the areas. So right here at the bottom, I set up a rubric as well with the corresponding points that go along with it. This project is 40 points overall. So we have 10 points here for this part, 10 points for this part, 5, 5, 5, and 5. Okay, as well as a description of how many points you will get out of it. Okay. Once you completed all of these steps, and once you're ready to submit it, you can copy your link and submit your link right here at the bottom. Simple as that. Just ensure that when you are going to share with me, example, a Google slide or a doc, just make sure that you guys are changing your restrictions to anybody at GUHSD. That way I can see it. Once you have inserted, let's say here, copy and paste. Just copy and paste your link right there. Go ahead and submit this into Schoology, and I will grade it for you. Again, this is worth 40 points. It is going to be your test, per se, for this unit. Right here, we have some miscellaneous sources. If you don't know how to cite a website, right here we have Purdue OWL. If you never created a Prezi and you want to do a Prezi for the first time, here's a link for that, as well as to how to create a works cited page. Okay. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me. You guys will have the entire weekend to work on this, and I will set the date, the due date on Schoology. All right? All right, good luck, guys.